Hey guys, it's Fred and Shelia McCoy, and we are at the Hatfield and McCoy Museum in Liberty, Kentucky. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys.
FredMcCoy.com, Hatfield's McCoysMuseum.com. Probably the easiest way to go to the website now is FredMcCoy.com. I think it's going to take you to that page anyway, where we've put a PayPal thing on there and everything. We've added security to it. So everything now goes through FredMcCoy.com. Then when you get there, you go to the
Click on
page,
the tabs at the top.
the page that you want at the top. Yeah, thank you, babe. This is going to be an interesting video to some. To some, you won't be interested, and we understand. Times are rough right now. A lady came in the other day, and sweet lady, and she enjoyed the museum so much she got ready to go, and we was telling her about the electric bill and all this and that, and of course a small community, and it's going to be hard to make it with a museum in a small community like Liberty, Kentucky. We like Liberty. We like it because of the history that it's got with Jim McCoy, where he died here, and this is where he lived his last years. And we like the bluegrass state. We like down here in Flatland. We don't like where we grew up as good as we did as children. So everything's handier and more convenient here. And we was telling her that we wanted to stay here, but it's probably going to be rough to do. And she got ready to leave, and she gave us a $100 donation. And we couldn't thank her enough. And then after she did, I said, we've got these little plaques that we have put on here here's one that we did for my grandfather and grandmother, Philip and Ella Jane McCoy. Of course, that's Paul McCoy's toolbox and things like that. Yep. We've got one over here that we made for preacher aunts and Polly. That's my great-great-grandparents on the Hatfield side. And here's one that we did just in recognition of Jason and Kim McCoy Hatfield. Kim was a McCoy and she married Jason. He's a Hatfield. And the items that's in this case here, they gave to us to put on display here. In fact, there's a picture of them. She's a school teacher, if I ain't mistaken, up in Ashland or somewhere. And the Allairs, I think she was Ken. But anyway, here I go. See how I drift?
That's all right.
And that's just people that's gave us. And we told the lady, we said, we're going to take one of our little plaques and we're going to put it on one of our display cases in your memory, in your honor. Because that's very sweet of you to make a donation like that. Well, of course, Sheila and I has been traveling a little bit for the last couple of days, and it's took a toll on us for sure. In fact, guys, let me tell you something. I've got a TENS unit on now. I don't know if anybody else out there is in my condition or not. If a doctor ever talks to you about having back surgery,
run.
Pass. See how I drift?
That's okay.
But pass on your back surgery. No matter how bad it is, and they will say this, you've got a 70 to 80% chance of being better. Well, you've also got a 20 to 30% of being worse. Mm-hmm. Look at those other odds. Don't look at what they tell you. Look at because it's worse than it is. I get around a whole lot better than I did now, but the pain itself is just it's not worth it. Going back to this,
yeah.
Sheila and I has been talking about that lady and about this, we've got to put a new heating system, heating and cooling in this building.
Yeah.
And also on the other side, we got an estimate that's been a month or so ago. I'll try to get that in a minute and let them see that even. But it's a $20,000 estimate for 2 units for both sides. Now, there may be heating and cooling people out there that may even be able to beat that price. We haven't done nothing yet. We can't afford it.
We haven't shopped around yet.
Yeah, but the fella was real nice, and I think that's probably about as good as he could do. But he gave us a $20,000 estimate on heating and cooling on that side, 2 furnaces and 2 air, whatever it is. Here we go back to the part we're talking about, is these little plaques. Sheila and I have decided, now they're going to be a lot nicer. Here's one that we made for Sheila's mother and father. When they come in, people comes into the museum, and it's really just in honor of, come over through here, our Sheila's brother. And then here's some that's not even
Right.
taken.
And this is one of the guns.
That's the gun, one of the guns that killed Jim Vance. But we're going to put these little placards around the outer edge of the display cases. And of course, these are open. And come up here to this one. Here's
Okay.
Michael Hatfield. This is Stephen and Debbie's son, and a friend of mine that I made with him while he was in another place. And me and him become real good friends. And this is his mother and father, Stephen and Debbie's case that we've sponsored by them. And of course, like I said, you can go all the way down through there with these placards. Now, it's not nothing but a little small plaque. There's your Ryan Ain't Betty. And, but a person may look through these videos. If you're a fan or a subscriber of the museum, here's Jimmy Wolford's mother, Rose McCoy Wolford. Here's Jimmy Wolford's case. And it just goes on and on. The bottom, come over here and let's show this one, Sheila, what we're talking about. The bottom line, in the end, we're going to put these plaques on these display cases, and it will say display sponsored by, and then you would put your name or in memory of, or the corporation or the business, whatever you want there. Of course, it's just written in there right now, but eventually all of these will be from
Done professionally, and it'll be tasteful. It'll look great.
Yeah. It's a one-time charge or donation of, and it'll be there for the life of the display, for the life of the museum. It's not a yearly thing, a 5-year thing, a 10-year thing. Those plaques will be there.
It's a one-time donation.
One-time donation of $100.
Okay.
If you can't give $100 and you want to make a donation just to help the museum, that's great too. We appreciate it. But we thought for these here and for your family that comes through, or for one day when you might come through the museum, if you see a particular case while we're
like to sponsor.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you see a particular place that you've seen in the past, or that you see that we're showing now and you would like to sponsor it,
you know, here's Asa Harmon case. And if you're a descendant of Asa Harmon, that'd be a great case to who?
Frank Phillips.
Frank Phillips. Let's walk over here.
And look at
if you're a
his.
descendant of Frank Phillips and you want to make a donation and put you a plaque on Frank Phillips's, that's the saddlebag. Here's but this would be like Ella Jane. This is our daughter, and we put her name on there. But again, this would be a place where you would have the plaques going around this case,
right,
to where the recognition would be there. There's Jesse James, Frank Phillips' son. And he lived to be almost 100 years old.
Snapple.
Yeah. And
see, that's a good case.
There's
too.
him. Both those pictures are of Jesse.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
In fact, he had a son named Frank and Jesse James. Franklin is actually on the memorial in Pikeville where he was a police officer, deputy sheriff, and got killed. Here we go. See now, you can see how come we like having a museum, because this is what Sheila and I. This is our. We love it. We no matter what we bring up, we can talk about, and that's Stephen Hatfield. A lot of that stuff come from Stephen Hatfield. When you see Stephen Hatfield, the bald-headed guy there, that's my friend, our friend.
Yeah.
And he just really, you know, I wish he was here today, because since this DNA thing came up, Stephen would be one that he wouldn't care. He'd step up and take a DNA either way, just to see what it was like. But anyway, on these cases, while we're making these videos, like Sheila said, and you look in the background and you see something, and you say, "Wow, I like that case there," and you want to put your plaque with your name or your family's name or in memory of somebody in your family, and you want to have their plaque put up here somewhere sponsoring that case, then
just be sure you put your name and who you want on the plaque and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so that we'll know.
we're going
the
to try
spelling
this.
and
We're
stuff.
going to try it and see. We'll try anything. We want it to work. We want to be open. And from here on out, Sheila's out of school now.
Right.
So every Saturday from here on out, since Memorial Day is over, we're going to try to be open every Saturday from 10 to 6. So still, if you're coming a great distance, call to make sure.
Please do, and leave a voicemail when you call.
If I'm up all night with my back or something and I ain't got no sleep, you don't want me down here trying to interact with people. So they might be sometimes that we not be able to open. But we're hoping to try to be open every Saturday from here on out. Sheila was talking on the way down here, said, what if we could get a Hatfield McCoy competition?
Oh, yeah.
I said,
we
you're
did.
trying to start the feud again.
No, I'm not, guys, honest.
But,
But that would be cool.
Yeah. So we may see, what donates the most, Hatfields or McCoys. Well, we're both, so it
It can go for either one.
it don't matter. Yeah, we're for the winning team. I don't care if it's the Hatfields or the McCoys. So anyway, it would really, really help us out with the financial
bills
burden
part of it, yeah.
of taking care of this, and it would also give people a special interest. See down through here, all these are blank. All these are blank. I mean, there's not even the first one on here yet. But again, it would be nice just to come down through here with the pieces. And so other than that, Sheila, you got anything else?
No, thanks for watching today. Please like and subscribe. And have a great night.
Thank you all.